The CBS 58 Sports Zone with Kevin Holden.
Earlier today, we were looking back at this classic, Aaron Rodgers lifting the Lombardi Trophy. Seems like a lifetime ago. That 2010 season included a Rodgers injury in Week 15. He was out, then 6 straight wins to take the title. And now Rodgers is poised to work another miracle. Number 12 himself makes the announcement on 12/12. He's been cleared to return. The Packers are 7-6. They need to win their next 3 and get some help to make the postseason. But this is the same man who led the Pack to 8 straight wins last year after a 4-6 start. Rodgers and the team have been through this extended absence before. Mike McCarthy says the team learned some lessons in 2013 that they used this year.
Well, we've clearly handled it better than we did in 2013. I mean, there's no question about that. And in fairness to 2013, it was the first time going through it. But every injury is different, and definitely this is the case of that. So you just trust all the information that goes into the rehab of every player that's coming back.
Let's take you on a timeline of Aaron Rodgers' return from the turf to the surgeon's table and then back with the Pack. First, though, we got to go back to 2013. Something eerily similar happened on November 4th in prime time. Fractured collarbone against the Bears. 8 weeks later, Rodgers returns, beats the Bears in the final minute, wins the NFC North for the Packers. This year's saga starts on October 15th when Anthony Barr drives Rodgers into the turf. Rodgers instantly knows something is wrong. Time stops for the team, the franchise, and the fans. And the Brett Hundley era instantly begins in a loss in Minnesota. The Pack did not win again until November 12th with Rodgers watching from the frigid sideline. Hundley gained enough confidence to put the Pack in the win column against the Bears, that confidence growing under the watchful eye of number 12. 2 weeks later in Pittsburgh, a show of force by Rodgers. Still weeks away from being cleared, he goes out in front of national TV cameras and starts throwing 50-yard bombs, a statement without a question. Rodgers even found some time for a little fun in the end zone with Jordy Nelson before that Pittsburgh game. Last week, Rodgers gets the clearance to begin practicing on a limited basis. We see him standing around in practice. He did throw a few passes without cameras rolling, working strictly with the scout team. Monday, the scans came. Mike McCarthy said doctors would evaluate, and after 2 days of deliberation, just after 9 o'clock tonight, there it is, the thumbs up from Aaron Rodgers. That, of course, from when he had the surgery back around the bye week. Rodgers is back. He'll be practicing tomorrow. Mike McCarthy speaks at 12:15. Look for that live on CBS 58 News at noon. We'll be right back.
Now, CBS 58 Sports Zone with Kevin Holden.
A football season that will end on a December evening in Indianapolis begins on a warm July afternoon in Chicago. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Big Ten Media Days. I'm Kevin Holden. We're here with the Wisconsin Badgers. They are here with the rest of the Big Ten today and tomorrow. We are talking football. That's right. It is nice to have football season back. Now, you still got the buzz surrounding the teams like Ohio State, but Wisconsin, the Badgers have a different level of confidence here in Chicago today, and for good reason. The Badgers were in the discussion for the college football playoff for a lot of last year. And this year, they come in with very high expectations. Despite losing a couple of guys from last year, Bucky Badger is out to prove that they belong in that title discussion, not just this year, but every year.
Well, if anything, we'll up the expectations because we lost some guys, but we still have a lot of guys returning. And with that is we have higher expectations for ourselves.
Just take it one game at a time and try not to think about it. Just keep our head on straight and understand that at the end of the day, we control our own destiny.
We'd obviously like to win those games that we didn't. You always want to get those back. But, if we come out and we play our best game, we can play with any team in this conference.
Head coach Paul Chryst, like the rest of the coaches in the Big Ten, have to deal with changes in roster and changes in how they approach the season. One of the big differences in 2017, two-a-days are gone. That means fall camp starts a week earlier. And there, if there were already questions as to where the changes would cause as far as injuries for college players.
Just by definition, 2 days doesn't mean there's more injuries, or one more week doesn't mean there's more, right? We don't know, and it's how you approach it. And then it's what happens. We've all been around some of those injuries. It doesn't matter. They're just one of those that happen, right? So you just try to be smart with the plan and be willing to adjust it.
Well, 2 of the Badgers have already received some honors, and we haven't even gotten through day 1 of Big Ten Media Days. Jack Sitchy and Troy Fumagalli both have been given preseason Big Ten honors. There were 10 total players given those honors. We got some baseball as well. One of baseball's most special weekends, Hall of Fame induction weekend, is a few days away. CBS 58 Sports will be in Cooperstown to see Bud Selig go into the Hall. Join us for an hour-long special program dedicated to the man who brought the Brewers to Milwaukee. Bud Selig, A Life in Baseball, airs this Saturday at 7. Quick baseball note, the Cubs tied the Brewers atop the standings with a win last night, but they have lost this afternoon to the White Sox, so the Brewers take a half-game lead into their series with Washington tomorrow. Much more tonight at 10. We'll be right back.
Now, CBS 58 Sports Zone with Earl
Welcome
Arms.
back once again to Atlanta. We are live at Park Tavern. This place here, like the rest of the city of Atlanta, is absolutely jammed with Packers fans. As the sun sets, I don't know how many of them you can see behind me, but it's absolutely jammed outside and in with Packers fans waiting to see if the green and gold can punch their ticket tomorrow here to Super Bowl 51. They call this the Packers Everywhere Pep Rally for a reason, because Green Bay Nation literally does span the nation. Some of the locals are not happy that Park Tavern has welcomed in all this Green Bay faithful, but been very friendly banter, good fun between the two sides today. The point proven once again, the voice of Packers fans among the loudest in the NFL. A final few tweaks for the Packers as they get the best possible roster together for the rematch in Atlanta. Christine Michael was not on the injury report all week. He is today questionable with a back injury. Michael has had a few strong moments in the postseason, especially the playoff opener against the Giants. The Pack also signed receiver Max McCaffrey from the practice squad. May not be a good sign for the health of Jordy Nelson, Devontae Adams, and Geronimo Allison. These games take on massive meaning for everybody who plays, but even more so for star players looking for one last run at a championship. For Julius Peppers, tomorrow could be a cherished memory on the path to another Super Bowl, or it could be his last game if this is indeed his last season. Either way, the veteran is a leader that Packers of all experience levels look up to.
I try to come to me and be the best version of me every day. Nothing more, nothing less. I don't try to put on a front or act any certain way. I'm just myself. The guys seem to be drawn to it. And I'm humbled for being selected a captain for the third year here.
All the vets have definitely reminded us that this is a very special opportunity, and it doesn't come around too often. And for guys like Julius and the older guys, I mean, this is their big season to go out there and do it.
As a Panther, Peppers played in Super Bowl 38 in Houston. Wouldn't it be fun for him to get another NFL title game in that same city? So it's Packers tomorrow afternoon. Today it's college hoops. Let's head to Minneapolis, where the Badgers in Minnesota are in overtime thanks to a shot from former UWM Panther Akeem Springs. 14 seconds to go. He hit a three-pointer that tied the game and sent it to overtime. Badgers getting battled in Minnesota. And check out what Marquette did to 7th-ranked Creighton in Omaha this afternoon. The Golden Eagles led at the half. Caton Reinhardt scored 17 points before halftime. It was a 50-point first half and a 52-point second half. Jawan Johnson finding his shot from three-point range. He finished with 18. MU puts up 102 on the road. It's just Creighton's second loss all season. We're back here live in Atlanta, 9 o'clock and 10, getting ready for Packers and Falcons. We'll be right back.